What's up, guys? I know it's been a couple weeks, but I'm back with another video. Today we're going to talk about the 5 secrets to fat loss, about each one individually, and I'm going to give you actionable tips that you can implement right now so that you can get started and get the results that you want. We're talking specifically in the context of fitness. So we're going to get right into it. Let's just go. Number 1, consistency. I know you are tired of hearing that fucking word at this point. It probably doesn't even mean anything, but I can't tell you how many DMs I get on a weekly basis saying that people are struggling with consistency or asking me how to get more consistent. And I'm just gonna tell you one thing that is gonna make your life so much easier. I'm gonna put a little picture right here. I know that this is what you think consistency looks like. This is perfectionism. And this is not achievable. And if you think that this is what you need to be doing in order to get closer to your goals, you're never gonna get there. So it's always going to prevent you from even starting, because as soon as you start and it doesn't look like this because you miss a day, then you get discouraged and you stop, and then you start again. And y'all know that cycle too well. I'm going to show you what consistency actually looks like. This is more or less what you should be aiming for. Consistency really means choosing the action that aligns with your goals most of the time for a long period of time. So I don't want you to think that you have to get it 100% right for 6 weeks. No. If you can get it right 75 or 80% of the time for a year or two or several, that is when you are going to see the results that you want. Exactly what I did throughout my postpartum journey. It took me about a year, but I lost all the baby weight and I was able to actually get stronger than ever. I'm gonna link that video up here so you guys can watch it if you haven't already. But that is what consistency actually looks like. So I hope that is a relief to you guys. Number 2 is support. And I feel like this is something that isn't talked about enough, but the people that are around you in your life, whether it's your parents, if you're living at home, your partner, your roommates, your friends, and what they're up to on the weekends, they're gonna heavily influence your actions as well. As much as we don't want to admit that, our environment influences our behavior. Like, there's no denying that. Figuring out where that support is going to come from and what it looks like in your life is going to be a huge tool that is going to help you achieve your goals. And I'm talking about fitness, but this is applicable for anything. And that might look like sitting down with your partner and saying, hey, I really want to get serious about, eating less junk. So I'd really appreciate it if we could maybe buy less junk food at the grocers. I don't want to keep it in the house. Or it could be as simple as being like, hey, instead of getting drinks, do you think we could go like hit the trail or try out a class? What that might look like for you. Again, those are conversations worth having, because if you have people around you that are supporting you, it's just going to make things so much easier instead of constantly having to fight that exterior resistance when we already have enough resistance within us. So it's just, again, making things easier. And also support can look like hiring a coach, maybe signing up for a class, having somebody to hold you accountable and just kind of be in your corner and rooting for you and helping you along the way. It can go a very long way. Number 3, education. Again, something that I feel like isn't talked about a lot. It is very important to be mindful of where you are getting your information from, especially when it comes to diet and training. There is so much misinformation online, and I know that you probably don't have the time to sit down and read these studies and come up with your own conclusions, but you can be intentional about where you're getting your information from. And I'm going to put up a couple of my favorite sources. I really admire these people because they are very well versed in their field, and they really take a lot of time to create scientifically solid content and just share all of that information in a really digestible way. So I highly suggest you check out and follow any and all of these people on YouTube and Instagram. Also, in terms of education, just kind of taking the time to read labels and experiment and kind of find out what works for you. Okay, number 3, sacrifice. Sacrifice. This is a hard one. Nothing is going to change if nothing changes. And I have this conversation with my clients all the time, because yes, you can take the step to have maybe signed up with a personal trainer or paid for a coach, signed up for a class or whatever, but no one is actually gonna make you show up for that class or eat the right foods or get your groceries so that you can have food to cook during the week. The only person that can do that is you. I see this all the time. People are like, oh, I don't have time, I don't have energy. You have time to go to happy hour. You have time to go to your cousin's wedding. You have time to go out with your friends on a Thursday night. I don't want to hear that you don't have time or energy if you're doing that shit. Something has got to give. It's probably not going to be work, and it's probably not going to be family, which means the only thing left to cut back from is your social life. And that's shitty to admit. Like, you're probably going to miss out on some things, but the time and energy has to come from somewhere. It has to. There's no other way around it. There's no other way around it. So be aware and be willing to cut back on some aspects. Maybe it's your social life, in order to get to the gym, get to the grocery store and stock up, try out a new recipe, whatever it is that's going to get you closer to your goals. It's going to require sacrifice in the form of time and energy, and it has to come from somewhere. Hard pill to swallow. But we're moving on. Last one, number 5, is what I personally struggled with, which is patience. Patience is going to get you so much further than you think. I'm gonna put up another picture. It's this little chart that one of my favorite authors made, and he talks about this idea called the Valley of Disappointment. And if you're looking at it right now, I don't have it, but I'm picturing it in my head. You can see that there is a time whenever you're trying to form a new habit or you're trying to go after a goal where you're putting in the work, you're going to the gym, you're moving, you're sweating, and you're just not seeing the results that you want. You look in the mirror and you look exactly the same. It's really, really hard to keep going whenever you're putting in the work and you're not seeing the results that you want. But I can guarantee you, if you stop, you're definitely not going to see the results. Because the truth is that the results are just on the other side of that. But it requires patience and the ability to see the bigger picture and think long term, not just that instant gratification that we're so fucking used to. Patience will get you far, my friend. Further than you think. You can master these skills that are all within you and stop focusing on that next shiny thing. Oh, that new pill, a new tummy wrap, a new skinny tea, whatever the fuck. If you can stop focusing on all of that and start working on these things that are within you, then there's no way that you aren't going to get results. I'm learning myself how to apply these things to other aspects of my life, again, not just fitness. But that's what I love about fitness so much. Like, you learn the discipline in this one thing, and then it kind of starts spilling to other aspects of your life, and it just makes your whole entire life so much better. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys. I'm gonna finish my coffee. Let me know if you found this video helpful. Let me know which one you struggle with the most, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on my next video. Okay, we'll talk later. Bye.